Hire and assign scouts is select. Opening day key. Manage staff is manage roster. Play season game is home. You have 4 options. Play full game. Entering team select screen. The New York Giants, the home team, are selected. Ready.
It's week 1 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Rams and the Giants, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
If it's in the game, it's in the game. What the heck? I guess it's just talking about how detailed it is, maybe.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Los Angeles Rams and the New York Giants. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season. And these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February.
I didn't even check and see what.
They could earn the #1 draft pick in April, or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
I should have looked at the depth chart.
Entering play call screen. Kickoff middle. Kickoff left.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native. At quarterback, it's Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
Cover 1, SS overload 3.
Mayfield off the play fake. And his first pass is incomplete.
They're such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play fake. Mayfield. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards and a Giant first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Mayfield. And he finds Howard complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Heck of a start for him here, Charles, on this opening drive, and they're doing it all through the air. That's 4 snaps and 4 passes so far.
I do think that there's an argument, Brandon, to maybe mix in a running play or two, but the way that these offenses are constructed, you can get that done with swing passes and checkdowns. The way they're throwing it, I'd keep pressing it downfield.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing again on second down. Mayfield. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Rams are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Entering play call, bench hammer, inside zone split.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Entering play call, X out, inside zone split.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Going right back to Akers. Shifts past him at the 45. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive lineman creating space for your runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. 7 yards there and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Here's Stafford. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
Play call.
They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Cover 2 man.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent
Cover 2
game.
man.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Mayfield down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but
Entering
that throw
play
left him
call,
no
coach
room to run, and the good
suggestions. There are
footwork
6
nearly all for naught.
categories.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Yeah, this will be a Giants first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
But we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit. But how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations. And we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Cover 2 man.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Throwing, Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
Entering play call.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mayfield. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Entering play call.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line.
Entering play
absolutely
call.
ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
AHB dive.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
R1 button.
To throw is Stafford. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
R1 button.
Stafford now to throw. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and now that sets up 3rd and 2.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 30 options. HB stretch is selected. Stick switch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the
Triangle
gun,
button.
Stafford.
Triangle button.
Throw left side, complete to Cup.
Entering play call.
So the completion
Coach
good for 6
suggestions.
yards.
There are
And that'll
cross.
make it second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
A quick throw knocked away. It's
Entering play
incomplete.
call.
That's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties.
Triangle
He's able to
button.
knock that one away.
Triangle
From the
button.
gun on third
Circle
down,
button.
Stafford. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Hey, we gonna do what we do.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 8. Double spot. Inside zone.
First down.
And they've got another 1st and 10 as the penalty keeps this drive moving. Stafford going to give this to Akers. This carry with the extra effort
Entering play
is
call.
going to get him
Coach
stopped up just shy of the
suggestions. There are
10.
8 categories.
Tremaine
You have 3
Edmonds there to
options.
bring him
HB
down.
zone, double.
That's a
Coast
strong
wheel
pickup
drag.
right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Cross button. R1 button.
2nd and 5
Cross
now.
button.
Stafford. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Entering play
I believe I can see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're off in
Cross
time.
button.
11 on the field.
Cross button.
Those sidelines can
Cross
become the
button.
12th defender. It worked to the
Triangle
defense's
button.
advantage on that play.
And the Rams are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Entering play call. Sticks pay. Inside zone.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Akers. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Akers again. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Cam Akers. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Rams post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Well, wherever he is on the field, he is certainly slippery with a football in his hands, and he proved it right there.
And normally moves like that aren't
Entering
supposed to
play
work
call.
this deep in the red zone because there's not enough space. Normally way more effective when you're working out in the open field. But here, incredible shiftiness, excellent contact balance, and he works his way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was Cam Akers who capped it off with a touchdown.
Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down.
Cover 1, Trio Sky Zone.
Mayfield on play action. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And not what you're looking to do on 3rd and 1, completing the pass, but going backward.
I have zero explanation for that, because 3rd and 1, you just figure snap, throw, first down, right? Easy play. But end up losing yardage on it. That's hard to account for.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Cam Akers and the Rams offense ready to go back to work. He's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. On 1st down, they'll start out with Akers. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. 64 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
Play call.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Cross button.
Stafford.
R1 button.
And it's
button.
knocked away and
Entering play
incomplete.
call.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want, because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Rams.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started over at the Superdome in New Orleans, and it's the Saints who are out in front. A touchdown there for Alvin Kamara. From there, it's off to Jacksonville to see what's going on with the Jags. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. Matt Corral throwing the football well. He has 3 touchdown passes. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Entering play call, bunch drive.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Square button. Triangle
Stafford.
button. Circle button.
And this is incomplete.
Entering play call,
Dependable safety
contract
valve
wheel.
all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Ball start, offense.
Entering
The
play
offense
call,
knew it. They were already starting to walk
suggestions.
back as
There
that
are
one is
8
accepted.
categories. You have
And that
3
false
options.
start penalty
H
certainly
plan
not
is
helping their
selected.
cause here. 2nd down and long. Off the fake to Akers.
Triangle
Here's
button.
Stafford.
Triangle button.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away
Entering
and
play call,
incomplete.
forward
For once in
appeals.
my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference
R1
maker.
button. Cross button.
That'll be caught by Cup. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win
Entering
football
play
games.
call,
We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a
inside
tight
zone.
one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Darnay Holmes, the
Entering
one to
play
bring him
call,
down.
Snagsy
They've
spot.
called his number a
Inside
lot this
zone.
afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he's got room. Dances by him. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 124 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because
Entering
they're
play,
playing this game now at their
zone
pace.
WK.
This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll go again here with Akers. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
R1 button.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there.
Entering
Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on
Triangle
2nd down.
Triangle button.
And he's got it. That's Cup for a Ram touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted. which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Time on, set to kick off.
Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Mayfield to throw it. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10 to throw Mayfield. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Throw left side, complete to Toney. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Kadarius Toney, 34 yards. And the Giants are back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return middle, return left.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The offense trots back out, ready for this next drive. And there's the running back, Cam Akers. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Let's go do this thing, baby.
TW AHD stretch.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Cross button.
They'll give this to Akers running right. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Triangle
Throwing
button.
on 3rd down,
Cross
Stafford. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
On is the punter Long here as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson to return. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48 and a return of 8. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Cover 2 man. Over Storm Brave.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. And his throw here is incomplete.
After that throw, it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Entering play call. Coach close puck cross. AHD inside zone.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. In on that stop defensively, DJ Davidson. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
Calling a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he's going to have a Rams 1st down as he gets this up to the 24-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Triangle
Here's
button.
Stafford.
Triangle button. Triangle
and
button.
that is incomplete.
Entering
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And they will take over 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield, catch made by Slayton. It'll go as a gain of 4, and 3rd and 8 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Mayfield, rolling to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Like the footwork back there. I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
And winds up getting buried for the loss. Here's Jamie Gillandale. He's been terrific so far. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. LA set to take over again on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some space here. They juked him. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Boy, 214 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
HB dive.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Akers. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Entering play call.
It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away.
Selected. Square button. Triangle button.
Stafford now to
Triangle
throw.
button.
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 8 categories.
Extra point attempt to
15
follow
options.
here.
Bad attempt is selected.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected. Kickoff right. Kickoff middle. Kickoff left. Kickoff middle. Kickoff left.
Timeline set to kick off.
Long now will kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 47 on the clock. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Here's Baker. His throw incomplete.
Entering play call.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Mayfield. That's going to be caught by Tony. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now Mayfield. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they'll get this down around the 47-yard line. Mayfield to throw.
Cover 4,
looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Play call. Coach
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Mayfield. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Entering play call.
Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Cover 2 man. Cover 4 drop.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Mayfield connects with Slayton, and they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is
Entering play
incomplete.
call.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. One last shot at the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are UB AHB zone WK.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for LA, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll get another road date next week, as their opponents will be the Washington Commanders. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.
Alright, so next week is the Washington Commanders.
Entering player upgrades screen cam makers is selected. Entering attention. Yes. Entering attention pop-up one player was upgraded. Okay. Entering weeks. Entering franchise hub screen home.
Alright folks, thanks for joining us for Madden. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new, so you can join us for week 2 against the Commanders. Alright, catch you guys a little bit later. Peace.